right, welcome back to Conversation Convo Combos, and we're bringing it back to Zombie Apocalypse. Perfect type of I won't say perfect, but I would say like a good general idea. Dictatorship, as opposed as we're going from like a idea aspect, from going from a Negan aspect idea towards a Rick type of aspect, and then you also got to remember about the governor and
Yes.
Shane. So you have like a kind of a plethora of like
I
different type of leaders and Herschel. Because
yeah.
Herschel, he was kind of a leader, but I mean, we all kind of knew that Rick kind of was running the show.
Yeah. I feel like Herschel's kind of like you know, I'm leading this and then someone is confrontational and he's like, "Oh, like I'm kind of going to back off a bit." But he's like he feels the need to help people. He's like, "I got to help these people. I need to help these people." And then when it's not going his way, he wants to try and like take stuff away from them, but he's like there's still that good bone in his body. And I mean that might be due to maybe the apocalypse at that time hadn't been far enough along
Right.
to where he felt like he could just, whatever, like, you want to be an asshole to me, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'm gonna
do
leave you out there and let the zombies get you.
I do agree with Shane's idea of like when he decided to like kind of mow down all the zombies that were in the garage, or was it
I
whatever it
the
was, like the penthouse, right? What was that what
It
it was?
was a the stable.
Stable, thank you. Yeah,
Stable.
inside the stable, because why are you keeping that?
Yeah, it was like a
Because
stable.
even I understand that like they were once people prior before, but they're not people
But,
anymore.
but my thing is, I mean, and I think it's because people try to grasp to that humanity, and I mean, it's we you have to keep that humanity side of you. I mean, in real life, in current day, you got to be human. You got to have humanity. You
Yeah,
have to like have full humanity. But if you're talking in a zombie, like their position where they were at in a zombie apocalypse where humanity's done for, humanity's being destroyed. There's no like people are dying, people are getting killed. It's full out war in every section of the world. There's no peace anywhere on Earth. So humanity is just not. They were trying to save their milkman, their paper boy. They were trying to save everybody that meant something to them.
yeah.
And
Unfortunately, I've pretty much zombie apocalypse kind of snuffed that out
yeah,
because there is no like really
they're
there's no really like type of, I wouldn't
well,
say remorse, but there's no
well,
type of like
it becomes a point where it's like
hold that type of connection.
they're gonna inflict harm on you,
Yeah,
so you have to remove that. And it's not to say to justify go out and someone's hateful or someone's mean or whatever, go kill them. Like, no. But in the aspect of like,
defending
hey,
yourself or trying to
there's a
survive.
zombie, or hey, this dude has a gun to my head, that's different.
Yeah, because if you're killing a person on purpose, then that's a whole different ball game. But if you're killing a person
Yeah.
out of self defense, because when it comes down to that type of criteria of a zombie apocalypse, it's just like,
Well,
sometimes the people are even more dangerous than the
uh
zombies.
huh.
So
Well, like
it's
we said in the last episode, where it was like where we got a established place, where an established house or apartment complex or apartment building that has maybe 4 units out in a rural area, and all of a sudden this set of 2 or 3 guys come up on they're coming through the tree line or going scoping through the woods, and they kind of stop at this one house, and then they're kind of go back. One of them starts walking out to the woods, and then another one kind of follows slowly behind. And they call to the third one, "Hey, there's another house across the way. We can head over there after." And so, meanwhile, our people are kind of looking out the windows, and they're like radioing to us already, like, "Hey, there's people across the way. They keep looking over here. They keep like kind of they're walking kind of towards the woods, towards our direction, but they haven't engaged with us or anything yet. And then all of a sudden they get closer and closer, and we're on our way back already, and then we met up with them and so on. And basically at that point it's like we can meet up with them and obviously be cautious on both sides. They're going to be cautious just like we need to be cautious,
Right.
and be like, hey, you guys lower your weapons, we'll lower our weapons, we could talk. But if you're not going to lower your weapon, then I'm just going to pull the trigger before you even turn.
Yeah, because at that point it's just like you don't know. You can't really tell.
Well,
You can't really.
we can have conversation or confrontation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. People need to be more open-minded to having conversation before confrontation. If someone's hateful and mean and stuff,
You kind of automatically know a little bit right there where
Well-
it's just like that's not going to fly because you can
But-
tell that person could be a problem.
well, but instead of being confrontation to a mean and hateful person, be conversational. And if they don't show that they're ready to be conversational, that's when you got to cut that line.
Yeah.
And that's where I said, you tell the person, lower your weapon, or I'm pulling this trigger. And they don't lower their weapon, they turn and keep their weapon raised. That's a person who's not willing to be conversational. They're going to be confrontational because you ask them a simple thing, hey, lower your weapons and we'll lower ours so that way we can figure out what's going on here. But if you're like, no, I'm not going to lower my weapon, I'm going to turn and look at you and we can aim at each other, it's like, no, because I don't trust you. For one, you don't trust me. I know that for a fact. So why would I trust you? So at the end of the day, I have the upper hand. So,
Yeah.
I mean, point blank.
I don't know. Like for me, it would be. I don't know. It's a toss up between like certain areas of Negan and then definitely like a lot of aspects
Shane.
of. Oh,
I'm
well, a little bit of Shane. I liked Rick's idea, but like it only worked towards a certain extent,
Yeah.
especially after the whole aftermath of like Herschel.
Yeah.
You could tell he kind of like pretty much just lost it because when what's his name, Arthur, when he was just like telling them about the sanctuary or whatever like that, like Rick just straight up just snuffed them in the face, and he was like, there could be more, everybody look out the window, because he was very paranoid. But it's just like if you look at the
History.
the history and you look at the track record, you can't blame the guy. But
Yeah. He was more on edge.
yeah. So it's just like trying to get that, what I'm saying, that type of level of like, you don't want to be too much on edge, but you also don't want to be too careless. You want to make sure that all your, your P's and Q's are in order. And also sometimes it takes like that one bad apple to, hurt the batch also. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like they could be talking amongst themselves and then, next you're getting set up by your own crew because, they were tired of the way that you were running things and they didn't see that you were running it, equivalently enough. Like how Simon tried to do that to Negan and it was just like
one thing is Shane didn't work out because, like you said, he acted erratically, and then Rick saw it that he had one bad apple and it was poisoning his flock.
Yeah. Well, that and also he was still freaking high over heels over Lori.
Well,
But
yeah.
then also understand that, like, of what they were, doing and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that he thought he was dead. I mean, it's the same type of if that happened, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like don't know like how that would be, you know what I'm saying? Like found out that you were dead and it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's just I think it's again comes down to that line where it's just like, you either taking care of that person or you're taking care of that person. And it's just like, like
Yeah.
slow your roll there, guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's your boy's wife.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I feel like from before Shane got to the to the
Farm. Yeah.
That was a good kind of characterization to sit at. But I feel like after that, he started to lose, like you said, lose grip.
Yeah, because he really thought that
Acting
he
irrational.
was gonna take Rick out. He really wanted to just take Rick out because he
Now,
just, I don't know.
but at the same time, the governor, the reason not governor, the reason Negan didn't work out was because, and it made sense because he worked out for so long because he had control. Everybody was like, he's strong. He's gonna take care of us and this and that. But that wasn't it. They were scared shitless of him.
Well, that and also like he definitely utilized people though because he always saw people as a resource.
Well, let me tell
only to fit his needs.
Let me tell you something. So if you have, and I apologize already to the people who are animal lovers, you have a dog. You beat that dog, and you're like, you got this crazy dog. It's like, and it's all like, you know, typical stereotypical pit bull, and you're like, sick him, and then the dog goes out and attacks the person and kills him, and you're like, okay, it's protecting me. Like, oh yeah. But then one day that dog turns on you and bites you and kills you. Fear only lasts so long to the point where you hit that breaking point and it's like people start to realize you're ruling out of fear. You're not ruling
out of respect.
Out of respect. If someone respects you, that has a whole tighter grip than fear. Because fear, once you eliminate that fear, they're gone. But that respect, even if you die, they're still gonna respect you.
Yeah, the
loyalty still stays.
Of course, yeah. No, exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like if I was to die. I mean, you would still care for Serenity and Hunter and stuff like that. It would still be like, yeah, I'm not gonna let my boys like family like he died, but I'm not gonna let them die or let them get hurt. I'm gonna do what I can to stop that. So, I mean, it's the same aspect for anybody. Like, I mean, if someone dies, you want to make sure that family is taken care of. I mean, that's why. I mean, life insurance. That's why we have that.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think what it really comes down to the line to is definitely respect and communication.
Yeah.
Open communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know your people. You gotta know your people's weaknesses. You gotta know your people's strengths. You know, you gotta get to know each other because, you know, if you got a place that you guys gotta go to for resources, but that person is afraid of heights, and the only way you're gonna be able to get across is that, you know, you gotta walk this plank that's like freaking 5 stories and
across a gap in a
bridge. And you take the plank and then you place it over the rooftops and then like you're walking on it and shit like that, and then person's like, I can't do it. It's like, what do you mean you can't do it? It's like, dude, like the zombies aren't gonna wait. Yeah. like dude, like we gotta fucking go.
Like you're overcoming your fear today.
Just go without me. Like the fuck I am going out without you, motherfucker. You, I will throw your ass. Shit, I'll fucking use you as a plank, motherfucker. But it's just like, you know, it's one of those things that you got to keep that open communication because you don't know what that person experienced throughout their life. You don't know if they have certain phobias. You don't know exactly also if they're even able to kill a zombie because maybe that's their first time encountering it so close, or sadly enough, the zombie is someone they knew.
So that actually brings me to a question I have now. So you remember Shane after he got to the farm?
Yes.
And they needed to get Rick medicine.
Yeah.
So him and what was his name?
I think his name was Bill.
Bill or whatever.
Yeah.
The big heavy
Bill.
Set guy.
It was either Bill or Bob.
They went
I think
to
it was
this
Bill.
place and they got the stuff, but they were being chased by a ton of walkers, and
it was a school because it was they had the gymnasium.
Yeah. So they ran, and they had to climb a fence because there was no way to get past them. Walkers were coming from both.
Yeah, and
open.
I think Shane sprained his ankle
Yeah, Shane
because when
basically.
he hopped out the window, he
He
landed wrong, and
yeah, and so he was limping, and so the guy helped him and started getting him further, and they were gaining on them because the guy was running out of breath and he was getting tired too because Shane was too much. Because if he didn't have to carry Shane, the guy probably could have got away. But the fact that he had to put even more effort, he's already overweight, unfortunately,
and then also he was
and
carrying supplies
he
too.
was carrying supplies, and he had to carry Shane. So this dude's huffing and puffing. And I mean, he put the work in, but Shane knew survival of the fittest kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
These zombies are catching up to us. He's huffing and puffing and running out of steam. Either one, he's going to drop me and ditch me and run, and then I'm going to end up being their food and distraction. Or two, I have to hinder him and limp away as fast as I can, and he will distract them.
Yeah.
And he took it. He went and hit the guy with the gun, or he stabbed him or something.
No, I think he
I forget.
I think he shot him in the in the leg or something like that, and then they were wrestling. Then he grabbed his hair.
The back, yeah, his hair,
and
ripped
then-
it out.
Yeah, he ripped it out, which is why Shane also cut his hair too. But he even him cutting his hair, he could still feel it because he you know
Ripped part of the skin.
yeah. So
And then and then he was trying to get the bag off of him.
yeah.
And he was basically, the guy knew he was going to get it. He's like, I'm not going to be able to hold on to this bag. So he grabbed his hair and it ripped out. And then,
Yeah.
So in that situation, would you have you think you would have the courage in that moment to,
I don't know because it's like trying to have that heart to understand that that's
I guess,
you guys are getting rushed first of all. Secondly, you guys got supplies and your friend over there is dying, so you know for a fact you need to be there. I mean, I think an only best aspect is if you weren't gonna go that route, then you got to draw the zombies away from him. And the only way you could draw the zombies away from him is making noise and laying shots out. You know what I'm saying? And that would be the only way. But even then, they were all coming more down towards kind of like a. It wasn't. It wasn't a tunnel, but you get the idea. It was like a tunnel type of formation. It was leading down.
Yeah. At first it wasn't a tunnel, then it started to become a tunnel.
Yeah, because they all start feeding straight towards through the that little gate or whatever like that.
Yeah,
so
he literally would have had to run back towards them and then hop over the car to get their attention. But by then, some of them already would have got past that car, and they might not hear him.
Because and then you would have got a couple stragglers. So it's just even then, it's just you
don't want to. He doesn't want to. Plus, in Shane's mind, he's thinking that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna leave me. So if the guy was to even try and leave and be like, well, like you said, so let's say you're the heavyset guy and you're like, I'm creating a distraction, and you go to run, he shoots you in the back of the leg and he's like, no, you're not leaving me, and then he goes and does that stuff. So I mean, it's kind of, you got to know the person you're with.
right.
And like you said, that open line of communication and that transparency, that's definitely, I guess let's give it more of a detailed question. It's me, you, Celeste, and another guy. Random guy. Don't know him that well. We just know him for a little while now because he's been in our group. And we said, we're doing a run. We need another guy to come out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do it. And then we're like, okay. So he comes out. Relatively same scenario. We go to a school or we go to a college or whatever. Quickly go in a back door because the whole courtyard's swarming. We go in, get what we need. We can't go back out the way we came because it got a little flooded, so we ask if the other way is clear, and Celeste says, yeah, it's clear. So we go the other way, and then we're going out, and we're going down the stairs, and this other guy misses a step and rolls his ankle, and he's limping, or he yells. He rolls his ankle and goes like, "Ah, oh, fuck!" like really loud, and all of a sudden you start hearing like sounds coming from rooms and stuff, and we're like, "Oh shit, we gotta go."
Right.
And so we help him down. Like two of us help him downstairs. Me and you help him downstairs, and we get out the door and we see like a bunch of them coming like down an alleyway or a side road, and we see a bunch coming from the field across that road, the road we're at or the side road, and so he's limping and we're trying to carry him, and we decide we're gonna basically pick him up and carry him. We're carrying him, and then we get to the main road. There's even more zombies because it's getting busier.
Because it's open view too.
One, it's open view, and two, let's be honest, it's a college. It's going to be near the city.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay.
So it's going to be swarming.
We got to get back to the vehicle, or we got to get back on the road heading away from the city.
Right.
Because this college is like on the outskirts, just on the edge of the city. And so we're like, we got to start heading the other way. And so we get ready to head that way, and we're carrying them, and then I get worn out. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I'm not. I mean, it ain't like we're going to the gym, like pumping iron and taking our creatine.
Which is one thing I was gonna say too, is definitely staying up with your fitness.
But
part of Zombieland rules.
Yeah,
fitness,
limber up. But I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Now that you're gonna lose some of that muscle mass and some of that capability. I mean, yeah, you could take
unless you just like find some weights and stuff like that,
or a cinder block, and you're lifting like a brick or something. But I mean,
or calisthenics.
Yeah, but there's only like so much you're capable of doing.
And also, like you said, maintaining the muscle, because you need that. You need the protein and all that jazz.
And then not only that, but if you're over here doing calisthenics and you're like here lifting cinder blocks like crazy, like freaking Shane style or whatever, and then guess what happens? Oh man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, because the more calories you burn, the more it needs to be restocked.
And then guess what? Oh, I'm really thirsty. You're getting dehydrated now. All this stuff comes in. So if you're working out too much, you're going to end up getting dehydrated, more hungry. You're going to have to search for more food.
There's always a teeter-totter.
So, okay, back on topic. So we're carrying this guy. I get tired because, let's be honest, I'm nowhere near in shape as you right now as it is. So in a zombie apocalypse, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be in shape enough to run and to,
do what you can.
Walk long distances, walk the distance. But I could go the distance. But so then you're like, okay, Celeste, can you help me carry him? And then dude's like, I can't carry him. Like, I'm not weak, but I mean, I could put his arm over my shoulder and we can. So you start doing that, and then zombies are still coming. They're gaining on us more now, even more now, because now we're going even slower than we were carrying him. So in that situation, what do you do? Like, mind you, there's still, I mean, we're not in the rural area. I mean, that's going to take a good while. We got to walk down the side road.
Yeah.
Probably go down another side road. There's probably apartments further up, or like.
Because do we have a getaway vehicle? Because I'm assuming that there's at least a couple vehicles around, but then again, you don't know if they have like
enough
gas and stuff
or
or even if they work.
You need to know how to hotwire it too.
Yes, yeah.
And that's the thing. Each vehicle is different with its wires and where they're located.
Yeah.
And this and that. And I mean, people want to say, "Oh, it's easy. Just do this. I watch YouTube videos and practice all the time." Well, not everybody does that. Not everybody's an internet fiend. But, because I know a guy that I work with, off topic, or off the zombie topic. I know a guy I work with. His car actually got broken into, and they took a screwdriver and totally popped his key thing out, and then popped his whole steering wheel off.
Jesus.
And still didn't get it to work. And then he came out, and he's like, and then he had to literally make a police report, had to call the insurance, and they had to try and fix it. And then his transmission ended up going anyways in the car. So,
bruh.
But that's neither here or there.
Right.
I mean, the fact that a dude literally had to, like, clearly the dude didn't know what he was doing anyways, because having to pop off the steering wheel and the key thing at that point, once you popped off the key thing and you messed with the wires down below, you clearly, like, at that point, you just got to call it quits. But the fact that you took the time to pop the steering wheel off,
yeah,
like, you've invested way too much.
For
already.
real.
Like, and how did nobody see you? I'm like, people will see stuff and they don't say something anymore.
No.
But they don't say anything because a lot of times if they do, they get in trouble. They're against you. They're the enemy now. It's like,
bruh. Yeah, it's
you speak
so
up
stupid.
and you speak up and you're frowned upon. You're looked at bad. And then if you try and state your opinion, it's. But anyways, so hotwire. I think being able to hotwire a car in a zombie apocalypse in a situation like that, I think would be a little very demanding.
Like I said, the only way is just like
if we have
distract
planned
them.
it. But yeah, distract them.
That's the only way. I mean, you could, use one of those vehicles and then like find something that's heavy and then put weight on the horn so that way it'll draw them towards that, and then you have those guys, Celeste and
The other or Celeste and me.
yeah, carry the other guy, and then I'm just going over and just distracting them and trying to feed them over, and just laying off a couple shots and trying to feed them over. Then I find another vehicle, I do the same thing and keep the horns going, and then rendezvous around and then meet you guys at at waypoint.
Yeah.
Because at that point, that's the only thing you can do, because there's no way you're going to be able to fight off a horde like that.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like at that point,
like I'm not Tyrese, man. I can't I can't take on like freaking 50 of them with a freaking hammer. Just I mean, that would be crazy, but
I feel like that's like the freaking Berserk. You just kill like 100,000 men, and you're like covered in blood. You're bleeding from everywhere.
But that's the thing too, is that like what type of zombies also dealing with too.
Now we touched base upon that on the first one.
Yeah,
because we were like, if they're fast zombies, then yeah, we're basically screwed. There's no way. I don't care what scenario you come up with. If you come up the only way you're gonna survive running zombies is if you have destroy all human weapons, where you got like an electric gun and you're like electrocuting them. You would have to be Remnant.
Well, there's like so many like variants of like zombies, because there's like so many different types of movies and video games that they have for zombies, and you still haven't even seen this movie, but the 28 days later,
yeah,
28 days later, and the 20
sequel,
yeah, and the 28 weeks later, like those zombies were just like crazy, like talking like fucking like freaking fast, man, and just like filled with like pumped up like anger and rage. But like obviously something that's swinging at you like that fast and like sporadically, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can dodge it, but it's like you could kind of like take it with a grain of salt, and then you could just pop, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, a lot of times when something swings, their momentum is going to go forward, and that's your chance to go in for the hit.
Yeah.
But when we talked about it, I think we decided on that in the scenario or the main zombie of the topic or the episodes was going to be Walking Dead zombies, but there was going to be slight mutations, kind of like Left 4 Dead and Resident Evil, where it was like they kind of still look human, but they have slight features that might, like, this one, its mouth opens wider, a lot
Yeah.
wider than abnormally, or this one, has, little antennas coming out of it, like longer,
Yeah.
that like can actually like help hold on to you. So like, if they get their hand on you, all of a sudden their antenna can stab into you and then get a tighter grip on you.
Yeah.
Where you can't, even though you shake their arm off, you still got this thing.
Yeah, it's still attached to you.
It's attached to you like a bar, like a hook almost,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like special infected like that, not ones that are like, grow a super long tentacle and it like stretches across the entire parking lot and grabs you, like nothing like that. Or like one that's kind of like a boomer, but it's like not that it can like vomit all the way across the parking lot. Like,
Yeah.
kind of like it does puke, or it does have bile that's like pouring out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it gets on you, and it has like a slight sting to it, but it attracts them. It like they like the scent of it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But back to the topic. I feel like personally, not toot my horn, because I wouldn't even, I'd hate to have to do this, but and not to rain on your storyline or your plan, but I feel like personally I would feel more comfortable or more agreeable on you staying and carrying, like helping the person, and me go off and do the horn, and then while the horn's going off, I create another distraction to heighten the sound and stuff like that and draw them away, and then hook around, because one, let's be honest again, you're stronger, and two, I would want someone that I know is going to take care of home base and keep stuff in order.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I wouldn't keep it in order, but I mean,
no,
like
I
said,
get what you're saying. Yeah.
I know you're stronger, and not only that, but I also know you would be able to handle the headquarters while I loop around. I don't have to worry about, like, if I get tired, then I'm sorry, I'm gonna do a Shane, and I'm just gonna leave you there and run. Like, I'm gonna be like, Celeste, let's go. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, did the same thing happen with what was it? Terrence Williams. Everybody Hates Chris. Remember? The one that's starred in Yeah, you've seen Everybody Hates Chris.
I've seen Everybody Hates Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, him. You know.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah,
Tyler James Williams.
Yeah, sorry, Tyler James Williams. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I don't know why I said that.
But yeah, Tyler James Williams.
Oh,
that's right. He was in The Walking Dead.
The fucking the spinning door, the revolving spinning door, and how fucking that douchebag decided to make a executive decision and just screw
Tyler James Williams' character.
Him, and also he almost also screwed over Glenn.
Yeah.
Because Glenn he's like, it's gonna hold, like, I just see you, like, don't move, like, it's gonna hold, and
he moved because he was like, no, and then
freaking what's his name,
didn't he that's the one where he hit under the dumpster, didn't he?
No,
no, that's a different part.
Yeah.
Well, Glenn had a lot of good moments.
Yeah, he did.
I was mad when they killed him, but at the same time it was such an impactful moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I wouldn't, if you, let's say we went with your plan and we were carrying him, and then, because, like I said, like our road here, you come up here, you get past the apartments. So let's say we're down, the school's down there, at the main road. We come up the main road to that Massey Road.
Yep.
And then it's like, it's kind of, there's a lot of buildings, but it's getting kind of rural. And then we get up our road and it's even more rural, but there's apartments.
Yeah.
So let's say we were coming up off the main road. We're coming up Massey Road, and you decide there's too many. I need to lower them in that other direction to that other road, while we keep coming down this road to come to this road, our road.
Yeah.
And so you lead them that way, but there's a couple that stragglers, like we said. I mean, you're not going to get every single zombie. I mean, if you do, then
Yeah.
kudos to you. But a couple get through, or even we get up to this road and we get ready to pass the first apartment complex. Some of them hear us, or hear him grunt or whatever, or hear one of us steps and accidentally steps on a rock and it tumbles, and then they hear it and then they start coming that direction, and then it's like then they start gaining us because we're going uphill now,
Yeah.
and then it's like we're getting tired
On the incline.
on the incline, and then it's like, okay, so I'm like, I'm not gonna leave you, I'm trying, let's go, let's keep pushing, don't think like that, because then you're gonna slow down, and if you slow down, then you're gonna force it, and then, I mean, it gets to that point where, I'm not gonna give up on you, but if they get in and then we get to the second apartment complex and then more start coming out, it's like, okay, dude, this dude just laid on a horn, made some noise to lower them away, and
It's still not.
it's not we're making it in vain. He did that in vain now, because he did that to get them away, and because we're not putting in this effort, like, because basically we weren't paying attention, or we weren't, work good on our feet, or whatever the case. I mean, accidents are gonna happen, but I mean, I feel like if I sprained my ankle, dude, I would just need two people, and I'd be hopping. I'd be putting all my energy on this left leg or this right leg, and I'd be hopping like a jackrabbit. I'd be like, tick, 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 tick. Shoot, I wouldn't even need people. I'd be hopping on that one foot. It's like hopscotch. You just hopscotch that shit all the way up. I don't care. I could when I get home, just give me a rag to bite on while I fucking scream in the pillow in pain later on. I'll be in pain later. I'm gonna hop like a jackrabbit to get up that hill, to get down that street. Like,
Yeah.
I sprained my ankle and you guys, help me out a couple feet. I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna hop like a motherfucker down this way while you distract them, and then you go lay on that horn and you banging a pipe on a street sign, and I'm like, okay, come on, Celeste, dung, 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 dung. I'm gonna get like 40 feet down the freaking street, and then I'll be like, okay, Ray, I'm tired, or whatever, Ray and Celeste, I'm tired, like, help me walk down the street or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I just feel like some people are like, will put in the effort, but you do have some people that are like, they kind of not milk it, but they kind of don't realize the potential that they have, and they just don't use it.
Yeah, because it's when it gets to that moment, it's like that survival instinct where it's just like do
You
or
either
die.
have it or you don't have it.
Yeah, and you gotta push for it, because if you don't, then you're gonna die.
Yeah. And
Point blank and simple.
And I feel like your decision to not push yourself, or to not bring out that height or flight, you're choosing to not height or flight.
Yeah, because if you try to hold back and you don't push on those reserves, it's just like, dude, you gotta empty out everything out of that tank, because
Like
they coming.
Yeah, like, you still have one working leg and you still have two working arms. Like, shoot, if you have to do a crab crawl, get on the thing and sit there and crab crawl on through things, whatever you gotta do. I mean, shoot, they got three-legged races. I mean,
Yeah.
you used to tie your legs together and act like you only got three legs. I mean,
Yeah. So, yeah, no.
but that's my thing. I would be like, I'm sorry. Like, at that point, if they're really getting close to us, like they're within like 5 feet of us or 10 feet of us, at that point, I'm like, sorry, dude, you're going to have to tuck and roll into that ditch and hope they don't hear you and they keep on walking after us. But,
There's a thought.
I mean,
My other thought was gonna be a little bit more gruesome, but it was just like straight up, just like
just off them. Be like, I can mercy kill you if you'd like.
Yeah, because if I shoot you in the leg, like they're gonna
tear
chomp
you
on you
apart.
and they're gonna tear you apart. So I could either make this quick and easy, or you could take a chance and hide inside there.
Yeah.
Your choice.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no way. Like there's just way too many.
Yeah.
And
And then our boy just made all that noise and scared them off, and now, like, I'm not gonna make him lose 3 people just because you didn't tap into those reserves or give your height or flight to come out. Like, so I mean, that's kind of the scenario I was trying to get out. Was like, if you went and did that, then I feel like that would put a little more pressure on that. Like, it's kind of like you got to put your aces in their spots. Otherwise, if you don't put your aces in your places,
then it's just not, the plan's not gonna fall through.
yeah,
Unfortunately enough.
yeah. So,
But yeah, no, that's definitely under. It's definitely understandable. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to get to point A and point B, because you got those resources that you need to bring it back to your,
your group,
your group and everything.
Like Negan said, everybody's a resource. So if you can try and save that person who's even injured, they could still bring something to the table. Whether it's, you wrap their leg up nice so they don't bend it too much and stuff like that, and you have them kind of just sit there and kind of maybe walk around and keep the place tidied up a bit. Like, they wipe the toilet down, or freaking go and do the dishes, or whatever the case.
Yeah, like miscellaneous
or
stuff.
help cook. Maybe they sit there and just watch the stove and wait for the water to boil and pour the pasta, stuff like that. Simple stuff. And I mean, that's the other thing too. I mean, you get simple stuff like that, like canned goods, pasta, stuff like that. Pasta's huge carbs, perfect. You eat a bunch of pasta, and then you go out on a
jar of peanut butter.
Yeah, a jar of peanut butter or pasta. You go out right after you do that. Go out on a run, or go out on a run, come back and eat that right as soon as you get back, to regain all that, to get that energy back. So that way, after you eat, you rest, wake up, you're fully energized, because you have all those carbs that haven't burned out of you yet. Because when you're sleeping, you don't burn as much, and your body's kind of mellowed out.
Yeah, it takes a lot slower for food to digest when you're asleep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely. Aces in the places.
Always. That is actually, that's gonna do it for this podcast, and we will get back to you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.